Hello, and welcome to episode 18, holy fuck, part 1 of Unfettered. Crispy, Top Hat, it's been a hot minute. um, it's been like just about a month, I think, since our last episode.
Over a month.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Well, to start off with the person whose fault that is, hey Crispy, how have you been?
I had a really good time. I was on vacation in a foreign land where the internet was bad and my computer was bad and everything was actually really fun.
Awesome. And Top Hat, how have you been?
Life
Life.
going.
We got to play some Magic at the beginning of the month, which was fun.
That feels like an eternity ago.
Yeah, it was a good 2 weeks ago.
Was it?
Yeah, it was on like the 3rd or something.
I mean, without a means to measure time,
Shit.
Yeah, like how do you measure time without D&D campaigns?
Yeah.
Well, no, I measure time by how many matches of Overwatch Crispy has lost. And he
While
has been
waiting
playing
for things to happen.
Overwatch.
That's
so
true.
how am I supposed to know how much time has passed?
It's just
Yeah,
a scientific fact.
It's a conundrum, and all of science has been at a loss for this past like month and a half. But we're back. We're here. It's okay. And we're here to play some D&D. You have been seeing me probably on the channel, unless for some reason you only watch Unfettered or only watch Unfettered on YouTube. In which case, hi. Thanks. I'm flattered, I guess. But yeah, I've been streaming every single day this month, which is kind of a lot, but has been really fun. And I just started a new campaign, The League: Tomb of Annihilation, on Tuesday, which was a ton of fun. The party for that is stellar. Frankly, much more fun than these two suckers. No, I'm kidding. Much more fun than the one player I still have in this campaign. But yeah, that's been great. All of that is up on YouTube now, and we're having episode 2 on Tuesday. And then additionally, I am going to be playing in a game for the first time in hella days on Wednesday on the Off the Table channel. I'm going to be playing in a game of Mouse Guard called Unsolved Mousteries, which should be a nice change of tone from the campaigns here. Whereas here we try to keep things, relatively serious, or if not serious, things get kind of dark here. Unsolved Mousteries is going to be nice and light. And
It's got a pun in the name. That's how you know it's good.
Right? Yeah. That's why you know my shows are terrible, is because there are no puns in the names.
Okay, whoa. I wouldn't say there's no puns. That's an exaggeration.
in the titles.
Yeah. Well, you can fix that. Remember me, grow.
Unfettered. We'll try and make fetch a thing.
Unfletchered. We all pick up bows.
Yeah, alright, there we go. New show. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me. I guess as soon as Top Hat decides to return to frame, we can...
Never!
Oh yeah, he's actually just left the campaign altogether.
Yeah.
We had to stare at that black seat and follow Vessinger on his way through accounting school.
Alright, now we'll just switch to a full screen view of that. Oh, I was gonna switch to a chair stream. Alright, shall we play some D&D?
Shall we?
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so, today's episode sees us not looking at either of our two protagonists, but watching an Imperial warship pull into port in Sanctuary, the unaffiliated pirate town in the middle of no man's land. And as the ship pulls into port, we can see people on the docks sort of like exchanging furtive glances and muttering to each other. And off of the ship steps a woman we've seen a couple times in various cutaway scenes. A woman by the name of Bethany Vessinger. She strides off the ship with a small detachment of soldiers, all with various sets of armor and weaponry, clearly not just run-of-the-mill soldiers. And with them, she marches into the town. We get like over-the-shoulder shot as she's looking around the town. And the background fully is sort of like flies buzzing and people coughing and sort of moaning in distress. And after a short time, she arrives at the Traveler's Lodge. And she says a few things that we can't quite hear to a few of the soldiers and points to various entrances to the building, and they fan out. She walks in, and what was sort of a relaxed but joyful atmosphere falls silent and becomes tense. And we hear her boots on the boards, and she stops. "I'm looking for Toledo." There's silence as people look around nervously. "Is he here?" There's another tense pause. And then our camera pans up and we see Toledo, sort of cinching up his tunic, come to sort of the banister at the second floor and look down. "Ah, yes, sorry to keep you waiting. And you are?" "Admiral Bethany Vessinger. I'm looking for my father." And then we cut to Albert, who is sitting in a sort of understated tavern room, fiddling, I believe, with his spyglass.
Yes, for once. Now we'll see all of those things that we hinted at during episode 4 and got sidetracked from. Come to light. Wow. Yeah, so he's fiddling with his spyglass.
Yeah, so
yeah.
You've got it sort of displaying a holographic map of the town you are in, which, if I remember correctly, is New Providence.
Yeah.
And a quick note, because this will almost certainly come up today, but there was a bit of an errata moment in the previous episode where an organization was named, and it was called the Dawn Voyage, and then about halfway through the episode, I forgot what I'd called it, and we started calling it the Voyaging Dawn. For the sake of continuity and because I like the name better, we're going to stick with Voyaging Dawn for the rest of the series. But just in case you were watching and were like, wait, but wasn't it called that thing? Now you know. But yes.
If that bugged you, it's been bugging you for a month.
Yeah, I mean, it was bugging me, so... but yeah, so Albert, you have the spyglass set up so that you're viewing a holographic view of New Providence, sort of panning around, trying to see what's going on in town. And as you're moving the map, you notice that in this configuration the spyglass is in, you can actually still turn the rings on it. And so you start to turn them, sort of fiddling around, and eventually you turn one of the middle ones and you start to turn it sort of too far and it just stops. But the rune, or one of the runes next to where it stops effectively lights up red. What do you do?
So that rune's turned red.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try moving the other runes around to see if I can get a reaction out of them too.
They are the rings appear to be locked in place.
Oh, they appear to be locked in place.
Yeah.
Does the image change?
Nope.
Okay. I try Is there? I'm just gonna try and fiddle around with it and see if there's anything else that's like moving.
Yeah, if you move that ring back, the rune, de-illuminates, and then the other rings become free moving again. It appears that you've stumbled onto something, but it's missing some kind of key.
You think so? By that you mean like either I have to figure out the correct sequence, or there's some kind of authority. Like,
go ahead and roll an investigate. No, Arcana check. Arcana.
oh, it doesn't matter which one of those I have to roll. I'm not good at either.
Fucking Christ! Doesn't matter. Roll the 20. Doesn't matter. Got 20s. Yeah. Okay. You are almost certain that you have the correct configuration, but something about where you are or where it's looking, one of those two things is not.
So I pick it up and I like.
It's like there's, because you got a 20, which is really good, and the rune is glowing red specifically. You get a sense that maybe it's trying to do something, but there's a safety measure that's keeping it from doing so.
Oh, okay. So then I'll leave the inn furtively, probably like telling Lifo on the way out, like.
I think Lifo was probably in the room with you.
Yeah,
because
Lifo's
he doesn't
just
need
there,
his own
and I
room.
forgot he was there. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll like motion for Lifo to follow me, and we'll furtively go out into the forest, someplace, and I'll try activating the rune again.
Okay, and do you still have it on the holographic mode? Where are you looking? At the town
probably still over New Pro.
And then the nuke drops.
And then the nuke drops. Yeah, so...
Actually, now that you say that...
no, too late.
Somewhere...
It's too late.
Fuck.
You already said you were looking over New Providence. So you turn the ring and tell you where it was before, and the rune doesn't light up red. And you turn it one more position around, and the rune lights up blue. And there's a rush of wind, and your hair starts to like stand on end, and in front of you, a fairly large circle appears, and where there was forest, you are looking out on the sky and rooftops above New Providence.
I pick up a twig and throw it through, and like throw it into the circle.
Yeah, it goes through the circle, and then you can sort of like lean over and see it fall onto the streets below. And a person who is walking looks up, and you just see their jaw drop, and like they start like flapping their hand
I deactivate
at somebody next to them. All right, and it closes. Well,
by the divine.
That is new.
What more can this do? Ugh. I need to catch up on my research. The fact that this escaped my knowledge for so long is rather depressing.
It does cast some questions about your investigative ability.
In my youth, I was a much better traveler. I must confess that.
Did you not possess this spyglass in your youth?
Well, let's just say towards the end of my traveling days, things got a little messy between me and fate.
I see. This could prove quite useful, though.
The possibilities are limitless.
It's worth noting that the circle in question, I should have mentioned because it existed in my head and was not spoken. The size of the circle was quite large. You could reasonably fit a ship through it.
Well, it seems we have another tool in our grasp.
Indeed.
Should we go?
There's like
I'm just-
there's like
yeah,
this
it's just
weird
like-
awkward pause as he's
like-
like, okay, you discovered a thing. What are you gonna do? And you're like, I don't know.
this
The
is
stuff
too-
I was
it's too
doing
much
had
stuff."
nothing to do with this. And then there's a voice from one of your pouches. Albert. Albert,
yeah,
Albert.
I crack it.
are you there?
Who is it?
Albert.
Oh, yes, this is Albert. Speak.
It's Mabel.
Mabel?
Constance isn't answering.
What?
I tried to call her just like a minute ago, and she's not answering. This
All right,
is the
Mabel,
first time.
hold on for a moment. Let me try my stone. I pull out the stone that Constance and I have connected. Constance. Constance.
I think at this point we cut over to Constance, who is standing at the rear of which ship did you take? Was it the Black Sheep?
Yep.
At the rear of the Black Sheep, looking down, your hair like flowing past you in the wind, looking down upon the arcane, which has taken on a new look, of black and red.
You fucked up.
What do you do?
Whoops. I just like run downstairs. Like I've got the pile of comm stones that I zapped all at once. I'm just like going through them. Does this one work? Does this one work? Does this one work? Does this one? Think really hard at it.
You're gonna think really hard at them to try and make them work?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
Good. This will be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Good. Yeah. About exactly what I was expecting. Sit there, look at it. I really, I need these fixed, but going up deck means dragons. Kind of lift my head up, like, listen. No roar. No roar. Okay, think I'm good. Like, slowly peek up over the ship deck.
Yeah, there's no one around. You're at Sataru's island, right? The Sapphire Isle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, like, get off the boat, start calmly walking up to the palace.
Yeah, so, like, you get into town, and, like, the arcane is somewhat out of sight, and so no one appears to have noticed what has happened.
So really quickly, when
So
no
it's
one's
just like,
noticed,
and then Constance starts walking faster.
Yeah, you see some dragonborn scholar with, like, a quill that they're tapping against their chin and a notebook, sort of, like, slowly strolling toward the docks.
Just- Like-
Yeah, so you make your way up to the Sapphire Palace, and looking back, because it's up on hill, you can vaguely see the reddish glow up around the edge of the island. It's like, oh no. And as you walk in through the front door, Sataru is walking down the hall toward you.
Wait, Sataru, you're holy, scaly, great.
Back so soon.
Before you keep walking,
Yes.
the arcane broke.
There's a notebook in his hand and a pen. Broke how?
It's red and black.
I see. That has never happened before.
Yeah, definitely.
I suppose
just
I'll have to
thought-
investigate.
You should know.
Thank you
Also,
for bringing me this information.
by chance, this angry comet,
Yes.
was it sentient?
That's
Let me
an interesting
rephrase that.
question.
It's sentient, it talked to me.
Oh. Could you please, turns a page, describe the experience to me?
Constance goes, can't say no to a god. Well, it trapped me in my own mind. Something to do with my powers. More importantly, I need to, talk to people, because this is kind of a big... It wanted to destroy everything, and it thought that fighting gods was going to be easy. By gods, I mean you. And I kind of, curtsy bow,
Interesting. Why was it talking to you?
Constance just kind of gets really quiet. I made a promise, and I can't tell you why yet. I need to get my walkie-talkies fixed, then I'll tell you right away.
Could you be a bit more precise? Is it that you can't tell me, or that you may not, or do not wish to?
The second one. I made a promise that I was going to tell someone else first.
Thank you.
I'll be back. But I just need a walkie-talkie. I'm not even going to leave the Dragon Isles if I can.
You need a what?
My name, because I walk and I talk with them. They're great.
I see.
But, we need to fix them.
Have you considered disabling it and re-enabling its abilities?
Can I sit there for a second? I'll be right back! Go running down to the thing.
Okay,
Shocking, it once worked.
Yeah, you run past that one scholar who is just now reaching the harbor. It's looking up at the sky. Yes, and then looks down.
It's red.
And you run into the cabin.
Yeah.
All right.
I look at them how do I turn these off?
You don't. They don't have a switch.
Exactly. I electrocute it for a second.
Roll Arcana with disadvantage.
Okay.
Can't destroy it any more than you already have.
That's not true.
Fun fact. It's still gonna be better with my wisdom save.
Hey, nope.
Hey, I could have gotten a 13.
All right.
So I'm sitting there okay. Gold Dragon's place. He makes things to start unmooring my ship.
I think you can see Satoru walking down the path from the palace in the distance, and when he notices that you're unmooring the ship, he transforms into his draconic form and flies after you. Not in any particular rush, just
I just point at the Gold Dragon's palace, that way.
Okay. Yeah, you head to the palace, and
I'm gonna walk up with all of the comms just
in your arms, why can't I hold all these sending stones?
Yeah. Walk up to the first gold dragon I see, or gold dragonborn.
Yeah, there's a guard out front.
Hi, do you have anyone here who might be able to fix?
There's a gust of wind from behind you as Satoru lands and the ground shakes. And Satoru walks up behind you in their humanoid form. She's here to speak with Boozer.
Oh.
The guard looks between the two of you. Yes, my lord. And whispers to the other guard who runs off into the palace. Satoru starts just walk straight in.
Okay. I just follow behind, just cradling these things, trying not to drop them.
Yeah, so you get led by Satoru directly to the main chamber, the sort of audience room, and Boozer and Gula are not there at the moment, but Satoru, regardless, walks up to the dais and just sits down on the stairs.
I think at this point I'm gonna be putting them down on the ground, okay, trying to polish them a little bit,
yeah,
at least to gods.
That thing where you're holding too many of something, but you don't want to just drop them, so you're kneeling down and carefully setting them on the floor.
This is expensive. Why did I decide to do this again?
And as you're doing that, Boozer strides into the hall with a somewhat angry look on his face. Sotaru, what is the meaning of this? She has information that she refuses to give me until she has done something else. This is not my issue, Sotaru.
Like, Constance raises her hand.
What is it?
Have you looked outside?
I have.
I need to fix these so I can talk to someone on another continent so I can say more.
It is my understanding, Boozer, that an oath was made. Boozer, like, grimaces. Show them to me.
I like... You see, like, this, like, they're now all on the ground, just... I just, like, grab 2 or 3 and be like, hope these are the right ones.
He steps forward, and holds out one of his hands, and in it forms a fairly large golden hammer, and he holds out his left hand, and a similarly ornate golden anvil appears on the floor before you. Place them upon the anvil.
Like, try to, like, place them all on it.
Yeah, they all fit. And he raises the hammer and strikes down once, and as he strikes, the sort of smoke-like echo rises from him as in his draconic form, looming over you and the anvil, and a single, almost musical note rings out as the hammer strikes the anvil, and all of the sending stones rise about an inch or 2 off of the anvil as these tendrils of golden energy wrap around them. And then they come to a rest on the carpeted floor. They are visibly changed. They are all now solid gold.
Just look at them. I, like, pick one up. Mabel?
You hear some crashing. Constance?
Okay.
Is that you? Are you okay? Are you dead?
Just a second. I had to talk to dragons.
Wait, what? Constance, what's going on?
Boosters. Thank you. I'm going to fulfill an oath and come back. And then just, like, take it and go, like, just walk into the hallway.
Yeah, remember that the audience chamber is hella
Huge.
long, so it takes you a good, like, 20
I think that there might
seconds
be,
to
like,
get out of the room.
step, teleport. Step, teleport.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, as the doors close behind you, you see Boozer look at Sotaru, and, like, you can only see the back of his head, but you get the feeling Sotaru is getting a bit of a look.
Okay. Can I...
Constance, what is happening?
Okay. Constance is dead, but I'm not Constance.
Wait, what? Wait. Who is this? I'm warning
The
you.
Eternal Storm.
If you have done something to Constance.
Constance died 3 years ago.
Wait, what?
When she fell into the arcane, she died.
Wait, then who have I been talking to?
Me. Whatever I am.
Wait, but who are
What
you?
broke the ley lines, what caused the arcane to exist is
Wait,
big
but
and scary. It made me.
wait, but this past year,
You've only known me. I don't know what Constance is.
One second. In the distance you hear, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Because this couldn't get any more goddamn complicated. It had to be fucking goddamn mother and sons of... There's a brief pause. Please continue.
So, okay, what I've gathered, I was supposed to be this big evil meteor's eyes, ears.
Wait, big evil meteor eyes?
Yeah.
You were gonna be meteoric eyes.
No, I was what a priest is to a god.
Okay, but to a pair of eyes?
Well, it's kind of under the arcane.
Wait, what is?
Oh, you haven't seen the arcane.
I mean, I have.
No, it's during the cataclysm, big meteor hit planet, broke ley lines.
Wait, a meteor hit the planet?
Yeah.
When?
During the cataclysm. Get the timeline
I thought
straight.
wasn't there a war?
No. So big thing hit, boom, ley lines destroyed. Then big evil meteor is actually a sentient monster that created me and got really mad at me because I was investigating what it was.
Wait, how did it create you? Why didn't it do that earlier?
I stopped. I haven't pieced together the whole story yet, okay? Anyways, it talked to me in a dream. It's why I've been acting weird. I've been missing hours.
I thought you were just weird.
I mean... Okay, anyways, big meteor, boom. I was created. I might have called it nothing and nothing to worry about. It got mad. My lightning's now blue. And, the arcane is red.
The arcane is what now?
Red. This guy, sit there. Alright, I have to go in there and tell this all to dragons now. I promised I'd tell you first.
Constance?
Yeah?
Wait, is that a name that you still use?
Kind of.
Oh, okay. Leave the sending stone on while you're talking.
Okay. I don't think he has an off switch, and I just walk in.
Yeah, and like vaguely in the background as you're walking back down the hall, you hear Albert, she's back. She's back. It's okay. I think. It's confusing. It's weird. She's talking to a dragon, I think. And yeah, so you walk down the hall, and Boozer is now seated on his throne. Have you fulfilled your oath?
Yeah,
Please provide further details.
What I've gained, the angry rock meteor thing? Yeah, so that, is Boozer still in the room?
Oh yeah, he's sitting on his throne with like his fingers peaked, waiting to hear this explanation.
So, it's sentient. I know this because I just talked to it. Not just now, like maybe an hour ago.
So the meteor was not who you were talking to outside?
No, that was Mabel. She made the crown.
Hi.
No, how do I say this in such a way that you don't kill me immediately? The big doom rock that broke the ley lines, is sentient, and when Constance Stormheart fell into the arcane 3 years ago, it ripped her apart and then recreated a perfect copy of her, but also gave it powers.
You hear something clatter to the ground over the communicator.
And It didn't like that I was looking into why that why I had powers or what it was, and it confronted me. And when I told it to less than politely fuck off, it made the arcane red because it's awake. Also, I said that you dragons would probably not like that, and it laughed, saying that you were ants.
Fascinating.
I just kind of look at Boozer now, like
Boozer is visibly angry. You were created by, or a part of, the storm below.
I kind of sit there for a second. Yes.
He turns to Satoru. Does Abatu know of this? Not to the best of my knowledge, no. I see. You say that you are free of its influence, though.
Yes. Now, I flick blue lightning. Yes.
Boozer stands up, and the hammer appears in his hand again. And he starts to walk purposefully toward you. What do you do?
Shake a little bit.
He raises the hammer above his head as he gets close to you. What do you do?
Close my eyes and clench my teeth.
The same ringing sound from before rings out, and you feel the cold touch of metal gently against your forehead.
Slowly open one eye,
Who is the master of your will?
Me?
He nods, withdraws the hammer, appearing satisfied by your answer.
Oh.
Some several hundred years ago, there was a storm here in the Isles. It was unnatural, but we were unable to divine its source. It claimed the ruby aspect's life.
Stop for a second. Ripped him apart into little tiny flakes, and then...
Indeed.
I kind of look over my shoulder.
Abatu has been seeking someone to blame. I would step carefully.
It's down. Don't. Oh. While I'm telling you world-changing news, we found an item.
There's a bit of a commotion outside the room.
The world's falling apart.
And I think you perhaps hear a voice say, "I don't care if I'm not allowed," and then the doors swing open, and in stride Albert and Li Fo. Li Fo sort of wrangling two dragonfolk guards that are trying to prevent their entry. Albert, what would you like to do?
Constance Stormheart.
Hi, Al. How did you get here? You were... Where were
That's
you?
none of your business, Constance. I need answers.
Oh, the arcane's red. Oh, by the way,
Yeah, you
I
actually
just
you would have
I
noticed
saw
that.
I think at that point, I just
came through the portal.
smack. I walk up and just smack Albert on the head and just give him the entire dream sequence. There you go.
That's some
and
context.
I just walk back over to the dragons.
I draw my sword.
Anyways, and I just keep walking.
Constance.
What? Dragons here.
I realize that. But how do we know anything that that you just showed me was real?
Well, the arcane turned red, and the dragons believe me.
That's not what I'm talking about, Constance.
Dragons believe me.
You're supposedly... Wait.
She is in
What?
control of her own mind.
Put the sword
Also,
back.
the entire land of Maradoon believes me, so that should count for something. Let's turn around and said, "You have the staff.
I have the staff, yes.
Staff, give."
I'll pull out the staff and I guess hand it to Boozer.
No, me.
Me? Why?
I just look at the shards.
Okay,
And
yeah,
I start
they're
to
there.
channel power.
Yeah, so as you channel power, and for the other people in the room, right, like, blue lightning begins crackling around Constance's arms and shoulders, and as the energy, like, cracks out and strikes one of the shards, it almost sticks to the energy and slowly shifts toward another one, and the two of them reunite.
Albert, see this. Good news.
Right. I take the staff and I stamp it on the ground.
I
All
flick
right.
lightning and assume the same thing happens. Okay. Now that this is good, I like start dragging with like the staff with Albert still on it, like towards the dragons. Like, please put your hands on this. As I've explained to Satara what this does. This staff lets us see that shattering.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
they'll participate in your little experiment, and
Lipo, and then I just zap memories into his mind.
yeah, he doesn't flinch or anything. It is as I feared.
What is that?
The you see Sataru like go back to his notebook. I told you that I came to this world because I saw it falling apart, similar to another I had borne witness to, but that I did not know what was causing it here. Clearly, it is this entity within the arcane, but worse than that, no such being exists within the realms. Whatever it is, it came from outside not just this world, but the world of worlds. It came here to feed.
Can I electrocute it? I kind of almost look at like Satara, like, does that work?
It is not here to feed on people or gods, but existence itself. This is the one time I have heard of a being from outside my master's realms.
So,
Well, then what's our next move? Because I don't know about dragon gods or fake dead people or paladins from other worlds, but I prefer not to have my existence devoured.
seconded.
A few of the questions we must ask ourselves are not, what can we do? For at the moment we know too little. If it is powerful enough to tear this world apart, to consume, he turns to Satara and Boozer, one of your kin, what has kept it in check until now?
Why was the arcane blue instead of red? Until just recently. Could it be the the power of the world? This will of the land that apparently Constance is now affiliated with.
I pull out my sword and kind of flip it around for a second. Maybe?
Perhaps. As with a dying mortal infected with the disease, perhaps Hersagul's body is fighting back. If that's the case, and if these things are only happening now, one can only assume that it is losing the fight.
I'm starting to think we're going to need more friends.
I think this is where we will go to our break. So, just a heads up, tonight's episode is going to be a little shorter because of some other obligations. But we will be back in just a few minutes with the second and final part of episode 18 of Unfettered. See you there.